You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon.
Greetings, Earthlings, and locally hated cult members. This is episode 159 of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon. I'm Chuck, that's Jon. You can tell, but that's the way it is. We're here. It's college football week. Week 1. We're going to do this. Week 0 was awesome. Week 1 is going to be even better. What's up, Jon?
What's going on, Chucker? How's it going, man?
It's going good.
You feel better about that one?
I feel better about that one. I feel like the other one felt weird.
Yeah.
I'm still battling the headphone issues because our production team didn't fix it over the week. Yeah. And I just can't hear me.
It's all right. You sound good, man. You sound great. You sound like yourself. You're talking into the mic, so that's great.
I try. I tried talking to Mike.
Locally hated cult members this week, huh?
Do we have any locally hated cult members that we know of? Do we know any cult members?
I know of some cults.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot over your way.
Dude.
I saw a monk this weekend.
Speaking of cults, where did you see a monk?
Well, we have I think it's a Buddhist temple or a Tibetan temple. It's some kind of temple over here in Griffin, and we got our own monks. And I saw the monk at Home Depot, and it got me wondering, you think they wear underwear under that?
Was he in like the garb? Like the whole...
Yeah, man. What else would he wear? How else would I know he was a monk? How else would I know he was a monk?
Yeah, good point. I don't know. Maybe he looked the part. Maybe he had the shaved head and like walked around. Like,
if he was dressed in regular clothes with a shaved head, he would just look like Joe Rogan.
Okay, fair point. Was the guy white or?
He was monkish colored. A monkish
the
color.
Asian persuasion.
He was of the Asian persuasion. But yeah,
that's awesome, dude. I had no idea that there were Buddhist temples or whatever around. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. We had somebody drive a car into it one time.
Wow. On purpose?
They never did say. It's weird because, okay, it's over. If you're in Griffin, if you're in Spalding County, it's off Steel Road. Okay, so I guess they said, hey, this looks like a good place. When it first started, it was just like a, what do you call that thing that you set in outside that's kind of like a stop sign shape with a roof on it?
Oh.
Gazebo.
A gazebo, yeah.
It was like a gazebo. And it's morphed and grown over the last 20 years into a monastery.
Very fascinating.
And I've heard that they have a heck of a buffet.
At the monastery?
Yes.
Is this available to the public?
Yes.
You don't have to be Buddhist?
You don't have to be Buddhist.
That's... How much is it?
Well, I wish I could say this place.
You can't say that. Don't try.
Okay. WAT space PHRAMAHAJANAKA.
Framajaka?
I don't know. You want the reviews? The reviews.
Yeah.
Very unexpected location for such a beautiful and peaceful place.
Yeah.
Friendly people, serene setting. I think they do a lot of recovery at this monastery.
Well, let me ask you something, man. Would that, on a serious note, would that fall under the title of food sacrificed to idols?
I don't know.
If it's like, was that food that they sacrificed to Buddha?
I don't know.
And
They have a gold statue.
yeah, I don't know.
I wish I could find the buffet. Look,
That was a big deal to like the early Christians, but I've never thought about it being a big deal to us.
Yeah.
Because obviously they couldn't be eating the food that was sacrificed to like all these Greek gods and Roman gods and all these different things,
There's 26 Google reviews. It has a 4.8.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I come here every Sunday with my mom to practice meditation. My favorite Buddhist temple so far. Extremely peaceful. And the food everyone brings is always tasty.
Oh, everyone brings it?
So I guess it's like a potluck buffet, and you just kind of show up and eat whatever. Man.
No, man, I can't do potlucks anymore. Ever since I realized like other people have cats and stuff like that.
Cats, man. Cats will do it for a potluck. Like,
you know what I mean? I can't get into them anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But I don't understand why they don't have a website. I want to know more about these people.
Any of our listeners who know more about this monastery that's out there.
What if they actually listen to the podcast?
I would be honored. Thank you. First of all. And second of all, please call in. We'd love to have you on the show. Anybody who's been there, attended this monastery, ate the food, brought food for the potluck. If you've contributed to this in any way and you want to reach out, we'd love to have you on the show.
We would do the podcast from your monastery if you would let us.
Oh, I would.
And we would be very we'd be respectful. We wouldn't be mean.
For sure. Absolutely not. No.
Dude.
I would love to experience that.
On Yelp, there's like 10 monasteries in the metro area.
Odd. I would have never guessed that, man. And to think you ran into one at Home Depot. I wonder what he was working on.
I don't know. He was getting the little carts, the carts. He was pushing a cart into the building.
Okay.
So evidently it was a serious project.
Okay. What? So he does more than just meditate then. He's not one of those guys.
No, he's probably like the construction worker. He probably has permission to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he might be a silent monk, and I was going to go sign language at him. But I was,
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. You really should try to communicate with the monks at some point, man. You should take a ride up there. How far is it from the house?
I could go by there on the way to pick Charlie up from school. It's not far from the house.
Dude, stop in, see what it's all about. What kind of food do you think they got there at the potluck?
Dude, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I would hope that it would be like soul food.
I laugh, but there was a Southern buffet in Fayetteville that was owned by a little Chinese guy. That was incredible, man. He made some of the best Southern food I've ever had. It was Charlie's Southern Cooking or something like that. The guy's name, he went by Charlie. I don't know. I doubt that was his actual name,
Well,
but he went by Charlie.
sometimes they got to have a name, like, to get things done.
It was great, man. It was great. It was great food. I loved it. It used to be the Do Rock Cafe, if you ever remember that place.
Yeah, I remember Do Rock Cafe.
Yeah, it turned into Charlie's Southern Buffet for a little while after that, and it was really good.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I ate at
No,
Do
I
Rock.
don't know if we'd see any Southern soul food there. I think
Why
we.
not?
I feel like it'd have to be like some lo mein or fried rice or something. No, it might just.
Look, I think you're putting too much credit to the people of Griffin.
You're right. I should be thinking about the people who would attend this.
Yeah.
There would be a banana pudding there, wouldn't there?
There would be a banana pudding. There has to be. It's
Rightfully so.
I mean, you're in the South. Just because you're Buddhist don't mean you don't eat banana pudding.
Even Buddhists eat banana pudding.
They went to Stone Mountain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this looks just like the guy I saw.
Probably is.
They climbed the mountain.
I wonder if it's just one guy who like retired from the monasteries over there.
What, in Stone Mountain?
No, in China, and came back over here.
I don't think they're Chinese.
Oh, is he white?
No, I mean, they're Asian, definitely, but I don't know if it's Chinese.
Tibetan?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's where you get monks. That's how you get Tibetan monks. From Tibet.
Oh my gosh, we need to get on with this show. We've
So,
spent 10 minutes on stuff that has nothing to do with our.
They're Thai monk. It does have something to do. It's weekend review. It's what I saw over the weekend. I didn't race this weekend, so
We're talking about the Thai monks.
the Thai monks. We've been talking about Thai monks for like 10 minutes. So listen, this is the Thai monks from the temple in Griffin. Visited Stone Mountain today. Their bright orange robes, worn by the Theravada Buddhists, were the direct color complement to the crisp blue December sky. Monks seem to love Stone Mountain, or is it that they love mountains, rocks, and nature? All of the above.
Yeah, that was really.
Dropped my phone. Now my notes are on the floor.
You get done reading about the Zen monks, and you have this super clumsy moment. That's perfect timing.
Yes. Okay. What'd you do this weekend? We didn't race, so there was nothing that happened.
I want to talk about the Buddhist monks some more, kind of.
Okay.
Well, we don't know that they're Buddhist. They're Thai monks. I'm sorry.
No,
and
they're Thai monks. They're Buddhist monks. They're
they are
Thai
Buddhist.
monks from a Buddhist temple.
Okay, praise God. I'm sorry for any sort of offense I may have spoken by calling you Chinese. I assumed. I didn't realize. I didn't even think about the fact that there were Thai monks. I'm sorry.
There's monks everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I didn't mean it. Back up off me, Chucker. What did I do this weekend? I made some room. I made some space in my upstairs for my drum set finally.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The
Where
space
at?
is
In the
upstairs in
garage?
the bonus room. Yep. All I've got is the only upstairs I have in my house is above the garage. So yeah, I've got some space made. Now I just got to finish putting them back together. So getting excited.
Cool. Dude, we could go celebrate the new year at the temple.
I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that. Huge shout out to that temple, man. I want to talk to some people from there.
Yeah. They're just monkeying around. You ought to be able to You know, catch them at Home Depot.
Yeah, apparently.
I've seen them at Home Depot before, but you know, it just all I want to know is like, are you going like Scottish under there? You know,
Yeah,
is there a breeze? Is it hot in the summertime when you wear that, or is
yeah,
it cool? Like, because you know sometimes outfits like that might be cooler than just a t-shirt.
that's true.
You know.
I mean, you'd feel a lot cooler wearing it, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah,
Like you just feel better, look
yeah,
good, feel good type of thing.
yeah. It's not going to restrict anything.
Mm-mm.
You know, if you eat too much, you just kind of loosen it. You just kind of give it a little wiggle, and you're good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Just a little will.
So, okay, I put Google search the name of it, Griffin and food, and this TripAdvisor thing come up, and the picture is some bratwurst and beer.
We were both way off.
Um, I don't
Uh,
think that's right. I'm pretty sure that they're not eating bratwurst and
you
drinking
don't
beer.
know that.
I mean, I don't know it for a fact,
You don't know that.
but anyway, so you got your drum set up.
No, I don't have it set up yet. I'm working on it.
Oh,
I'm getting close. Yeah. I mean, I've got
lot
three
for it.
kids, and this bonus room has always kind of been their area full of their toys. But as
Yeah,
they're growing up, they obviously need less and less of those types of toys. Like
yeah.
they just don't play with that small stuff anymore. So I was able to get rid of like a an old frozen Elsa castle. And
You got rid of Frozen.
yeah, we kept a Barbie house. Okay, there's still a Barbie house.
But you got rid of you. Did you want to build a snowman and you were messing with it?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
was I wanted to get rid of that castle.
So you did
I
not
wanted
want to
something
build a
fun stuff.
snowman. So you decided to let it go?
Yeah, nice job there. Nice job. We also I also convinced the girls to get rid of a like one of those toddler kitchens,
Yeah.
um, thick plastic like the step
Yeah.
two
I probably
kitchens.
would have got that from you.
Oh yeah, you got Chloe. Yeah,
Yeah, got old Clovis.
yeah.
My
Well,
wife discovered that Clovis was a real name.
Clovis is a real name. That's actually the name of the peoples they think came into America.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been archaeology's perspective forever. The peopling of America was done by the Clovis people.
Yep.
And Clovis first has been blown out of the water now, praise God.
Okay.
We now know that people were in America way before the end of the last ice age. Like that's what we think is that these people came across on ice forever. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not digging the Ice Age one
No, they were
because
here
that
way
would
before.
make the daggum Cherokee Indians of North Carolina have Asian descent, and that's not.
Correct.
They've
Correct.
got like Hebrew DNA and not Asian DNA.
Yeah, they found some evidence of that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
As interesting as that is.
But,
So
okay.
I've got a little
Man.
apparently Hebrew in me, right? I just sent you that from my genealogy this past weekend.
Yeah, I didn't look at it.
Oh, you didn't look at it?
Dude, I forgot.
Dude, so I'm apparently part Syrian, like the Syria, Palestine, Israel area. I've got a little bit of that in me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's in my genealogy.
You you enjoy? Do you enjoy olives,
Of course.
grilled meat,
Yeah.
sweet and baked, sweets baked with pistachios, almonds, and honey? Do you
Yes.
enjoy all that? Yeah.
All the Mediterranean dishes. Yes, I do.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Middle
I
Eastern dishes.
do remember
Yeah.
reading that now, but I didn't understand what like the
Yeah.
context.
I'm from that
So
region. I've got a piece of me from that region.
so you found out you're Jewish. That means we should be like getting more money on this show.
You'd think. One would think.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. We got to keep doing them, I guess.
Zeus is not too happy about the news. He come over here to check on me.
I know you got to watch some football this weekend. I didn't have the opportunity to watch any. I had to watch the highlights, but
So I had to go down and look at a friend of mine's truck, and I found out I learned some things working on a Power Stroke that I didn't know. Did you know that the later model Power Stroke 7.3s do not have the fuel pump in the valley
no, where are they?
on the frame?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I learned about that. But then we come back and caught the last half of the Georgia Tech Florida State game.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that the ranking system doesn't work.
Nope.
Florida State should have never been in the freaking playoffs. And Georgia Tech's going to be a problem. That's the three things that I took away from this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to come out the gate like that, I saw where their odds to win the national championship. Now, these aren't good odds, but their odds were 1-35 going into that game. After the game, their odds are 1-75. So their odds have more than doubled to win the national championship after losing their opener to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are down in the dumps right now. And you're right. It does go to show there is a flaw in the ranking systems. And I think it also goes to show there's going to be a lot of mix-ups with this playoff system they have in place now.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's kind of fitting that they got beat by another Georgia team. And I know there's some happy Bulldog fans that, especially down South Georgia, where there's a mixture of FSU fans.
Yeah.
And they've been talking.
It's a little blurry down there.
They're down there. They're like, "Oh, well, we didn't have our starters." Well, you had your starters this weekend, I guess.
Right.
And yeah, I know we got one listener that's like an FSU fan.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And I haven't checked on him.
Well, they ain't been crap. I'm sorry.
I mean, he'll be all right. I imagine at this point he's probably used to losing big games on big stages.
Probably. One thing these guys really got to think about in the ACC is they need to be like the ACC champs in order to make it into these playoffs.
Yeah, you got to be the best ACC team is.
Right. I mean, you and for FSU, that's not a good way to start becoming the ACC champs, right? That's not a good way to find yourself in the ACC championship game.
No. Let's look at some of this week 1 matchups, dude.
Okay.
All right. We've got Linwood at Kansas.
Okay.
We've got Murray State at Missouri.
All right.
Okay. Now the one we've all been waiting for. Clemson at Georgia.
Boom.
In Atlanta. At home field east or west, home field west.
Sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's going to be a good game.
Yep.
Clemson is ranked 14th.
Yeah.
Georgia's ranked number 1 right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see another situation like this weekend with FSU.
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
That FSU Georgia Tech game was not an ugly game. It was
it wasn't an ugly game.
It was a great game.
I'm saying I think we're going to see that Clemson is overranked. Like they're overrated right now.
Everybody's overranked compared to Georgia. But anyway,
True.
Penn State's got West Virginia.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Ohio State's playing some Akron team. But here's an interesting matchup for week 1. Miami at Florida.
That is an interesting matchup, man. ACC versus SEC.
Right off the bat,
Yeah.
I mean, boom, that's a 3:30 start time. It's going to be hot down there.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
Let's
it.
see.
'Cause we're looking at the 90s here.
Yeah, yeah. And everything else is just there's not any other like games that make you go, that's gonna be fun. Like the biggest game is Georgia versus Clemson, and everything else is pretty much let's just find a little team to beat up on.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
ooh, here's one. Notre Dame at Texas A&M.
there we go.
Those
There
are
we
two
go.
ranked teams.
Yeah, that should be an interesting game because I think neither one of those teams is probably, I think both of those teams are trying to prove something.
Right.
And I think that'll be a good game.
Texas A&M's trying to prove that they belong in the SEC, and Notre Dame's trying to prove that they don't belong anywhere. So
Exactly. So true, man. So true. I am excited about football season, Chucker. It's upon us, brother.
dude, it is. Skip Stone played this weekend. Of course, Charlie's not playing this year. They
Yep.
lost 55-0. They
Rough
had
open.
one kid life flighted.
Ooh, that's a scary situation.
He turned out to be okay, but they want to do it for precautionary reasons because he landed on his neck.
Oh man, I hate to hear that.
So,
I hate to hear that.
he's
Football
good
is
to
a
go.
scary sport.
It can be. It can be. But when does NFL kick off next? They're off this weekend and the following weekend? Is that how that works?
I think so. I think they're off this. I think they're off this weekend, and then they come back next week.
So
I
are
could
you
be.
still going to play the football wrap up music this year?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
We can always put this in there. Oh wait. I kind of dig that.
I'm glad. That's awesome.
I found, you gotta. If
Some
you're
of that
gonna be,
unlicensed music.
yeah, if you're gonna be on daggum YouTube, you gotta play YouTube stupid games.
That's true. It's true. Hey man, I know you sent me this thing last night about the Babe Ruth jersey. We got to talk about that.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I got distracted. Babe Ruth.
Yeah, the highest selling
The great
sports
Bambino.
memorabilia item ever.
Yes. Let me pull this up so we can. Babe Ruth jersey.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it shattered the record. It almost doubled the last sports memorabilia item.
Okay. So to put it in perspective, this is the shot call jersey.
Yes. Yeah.
This is.
It's like the pinnacle Babe Ruth jersey. There isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to own one for memory purposes, this is the one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
This would be like Dale Earnhardt's Daytona winning car.
Yes.
When he first finally won the 500.
For sure.
It would be like one of Mario Andretti's Indy 500 cars.
Yeah.
It'd be like Michael Jordan's. So that was the last one. The last. So like okay, the previous record prices for sport collectibles sold at auction was for a rare mint condition Topps 1952 Mickey Mantle card, which sold for $12.6 million in 2022.
Right.
The Ruth jersey so far eclipsed the 10.1 million Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jersey from Game 1 of the 1998 Finals.
Yeah, that was the last jersey. That was the highest selling jersey.
Yes.
Was his MJ's jersey from the 98 Finals. That's right.
Yes.
And that sold for what you said? 10 million?
Mm-hmm.
And this Babe Ruth jersey sold for 24 point something million.
Yes, $24.12 million. Now, here's the kicker, though. The last time the Ruth jersey was sold at auction in 2005, it only went for $940,000.
Whoa. That guy got a steal.
Yeah, and he made bank, dude.
I mean, in 20 years.
He made what, $23 million?
Yeah.
For an item that really ought to belong at Cooperstown.
Yeah.
I mean,
find something else that you can times your investment times 23.
So it made $1 million a year, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Just hanging on his wall. Could you imagine? If you had that, would you show it to people?
Yeah.
Would you have a room built for it?
Yeah.
Or would you put it? Yeah.
I'm assuming I would have that kind of money, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're talking about you got the money to own this.
Yeah.
Would you have a special room for it?
Yes.
Where it was in the center of the room in a glass case.
Oh yeah.
And you could look all the way around it.
Yeah, my preacher would have to have conversations with me about having an altar. You know what I mean? It would be obscene. Yeah. Yeah. He'd have to be like, hey, brother.
You can't light candles in here every morning.
Yeah. Hey man, you can't be doing all this. It's like, no, don't talk about the Babe. Did you see where the Sandlot guy got arrested not that long ago?
Which one?
The little fatty from the Sandlot. Smalls, thank you. Smalls got arrested not that long ago. He was shirtless, like banging on people's door with a knife or something like that, dude. Look this up. Yeah, you got Google pulled
Sandlot star Tony Gary arrested for assault and battery after allegedly brandishing a knife.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Smalls is losing it, dude.
Oh, so this was the dude. This was like the young kid. This wasn't the chubby kid.
No?
No. This is the one that played the one that was the story was about.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, I thought, oh man. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit better now, actually.
No, Smalls is wait, which one's that? Okay.
Smalls was the red hair freckle kid.
Yeah. Right? No. Scotty Smalls. So the redheaded freckle-faced kid was the one that said, "You're killing me, Smalls." He said that. Right. Scotty Smalls was the main character. So it was Smalls that got arrested.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
I was getting it all confused. Oh, dang. I messed up.
It's been so long since I've watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sandlot star accused of throwing a dumbbell at a neighbor's Jeep. And the wind up. Oh, just missed.
Just outside ball. Oh man.
I hated that hat that he had in that movie.
Why?
The one with the long bill on it.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't like it?
The trout fishing hat to play baseball. Like I got, it's like you had that feeling. It's like this kid don't know. And it was very appropriate. I mean, but because I just didn't like the hat. You're killing me, Smalls. Is that the name of this week's show?
You're killing me, Smalls?
You're killing me, Smalls?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's take an ad break real quick.
All right.
Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show.
All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. John, you're terrified of space travel, right?
I wouldn't say I'm terrified of it. It just it makes me feel so small when I think about space. It really freaks me out. Like the whole idea of it, the whole idea that we're hurling through space, everything around us is hurling through space. Like it just, when I start to think of the scope of it, yes, it
like the
really
fact
freaks
that
me out.
As small as an atom is to us, we
Bingo.
are to space.
Bingo. Like we are nothing.
Okay.
We are nothing
Now,
compared to space.
Are you claustrophobic at all?
No. You know, I was into caving, spelunking when I was a child.
That's right.
You know,
that terrifies me.
Yes, I've been caving since I was 5 years old.
I'm almost in too small a room right now.
Yeah, I don't suffer from those issues.
But if I go in a room that's too big, it wakes me out a little bit too.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I lay out at the beach, which is one of the best places to look at space, right? It just makes me feel so small. You're already feeling small from the ocean and the vastness of the ocean. Mm-hmm. But then you get this amazing view of clear space at the beach generally when it's when it's not a cloudy day. And it's just it can be overwhelming to me sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Right. But on that topic of space, my goodness.
So there are stuck in space right now. There's a couple of astronauts. They went up on was it the Amazon? No, it was the Boeing
Starliner.
Space. Yeah, Starliner, which was supposed to be a really high tech spacecraft. It was a reusable capsule type situation. Mm-hmm. As we found out, with everything else with Boeing, evidently it had some quality control issues.
Yes. It's one of the gases. I cannot remember exactly. Maybe it's either...
I think it was helium.
Helium? Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes them float in space.
Okay.
Like a balloon.
Sure.
The helium. I don't know. Anyway, they're stuck up there.
Yeah.
Right now, they are projected to maybe come back in February.
Yep.
This terrifies me. The fact of going into space at all freaks me out.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the weightlessness of it. It's just once you get out there, there's nothing really holding you back.
Right. It's the idea that there is, you're just out there.
You could just drift off into nothingness.
Yes.
Yes. Ground control to Major Tom.
Right.
That whole situation.
Right.
Mars is no place to raise a kid.
No.
So you don't want to take your kids into space, but
no.
So they're up there. They're stuck. They're having to ration food, because they wasn't expected to stay.
Right.
Okay. So okay, you're up there. You don't have a job. Mm-hmm. You're in space. You're eating all these people's food, so they don't like you.
Nope.
I literally lay down the other night trying to go to sleep and was scared that I was going to have dreams about being stuck on the space station.
Well, I mean, when you're supposed to be there, was it supposed to be a 10-day turnaround or a 2-day turnaround?
I think it was a pretty quick one. 2 sounds right, because they were just testing to make sure it would dock.
Yeah.
Now, How come? Another question is, how come we don't have like we worry about workplace safety and all this other stuff?
Hmm.
How come we don't have a contingency like rescue situation already set up for this kind of thing?
Yeah, so that's kind of what freaked me out when I started listening to the NASA briefing about the rescue mission, basically. And listening to the NASA directors talk about it, their words exactly. They said a rescue mission is not safe and therefore should be treated as such. Like it's not a normal safe thing to do.
Okay, this thing ain't that high up. I mean, it's in space, but we can see it when it goes over.
It started really freaking me out, man, the way they were talking, the way NASA was talking. And then another guy started speaking and he said it's become obvious to us that SpaceX is the way to go. And it's like, how is this not obvious before?
Um, Maybe because somebody got a new swimming pool or something, or a vacation home before, and now they're having to regret it. But
Just
now,
saying.
have you heard the deal? Like, if SpaceX goes up there and gets them,
No, what's the deal?
their suits aren't compatible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's not a standard space suit that everybody uses.
Oh, so they've got to send suits up there for them?
They got to send suits up there for them, and um, yeah. So either that or maybe make an adapter if you can. I don't know if you can make an adapter.
I don't know.
But at the same time, why wouldn't you have this standardized?
Right. Or is this Tesla being different? Because, Tesla's forever had a different charger
Mm-hmm.
on their cars and stuff like that. Like, are they trying to be the Apple of,
The Apple of the space game.
yeah, the Apple of the space
Why?
game?
Maybe they just so. All right, Boeing's had government contracts for 100 years.
Yeah,
They're used to dealing with government type stuff,
sure.
so they're going to make it as cheap as possible.
Yep.
Elon is going to make it the best way that they can figure out how to make it, no matter what it costs.
Yeah, right.
And that's probably where the difference is at.
I think so, man. He is kind of his company, and I don't mean this as a fault, obviously. His company is still kind of in that building phase where they're still trying to reach this pinnacle. They're not even
Right.
close to their goal, which is Mars. While people like Boeing, they're kind of like the fat cat. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
companies like Boeing, they've got the contracts, they've got all the money. They can
Every-
shoot out these Starliners that NASA wants and just hope for the best.
Every time we hear Boeing in the news, though, it's negative here lately.
Here lately.
And that's not cool.
No.
Because when you think of iconic American aerospace brands,
Mhm.
Boeing is at the top of the list.
That's what I was about to say. None of this goes against their accomplishments and the things that they have achieved and the things that they have engineered. It just speaks to where the company has gone since then.
Yeah. And I mean, you can say what you want about the way things get done right now in America, but there's definitely some things but yeah, I would be terrified. I'm terrified thinking about it. It's got me so freaked out, man. Like,
you're literally losing sleep over it.
I'm in, like, I can close my eyes and I'm in that capsule
Yeah.
or in that space station, and I can't get out. I'm basically in a prison
Yeah.
because somebody else's fault, not my own, and I can't get away from people. I can't. The windows are like this, so you're like, I can see.
And you got all these people who would gladly boot you out the space station.
At what point do we go, look, we're sorry?
Yeah.
I might would volunteer.
It becomes Survivor at that point. Like it's like
Yeah.
a real life Survivor. They start
Yeah.
voting people off.
It's like paper, rock, scissors. Who's got, oh, well, it's your day to go out the capsule.
And now they got to wait till February, dude. And that's hopeful. That's
Hopeful.
hopefully
But see,
February.
that's another thing is I don't understand why it would be. I mean, I know we got to test things and we got to,
Well, I'm
but
sure there's particular times, depending on where the space station is and where we launch from, there's particular times that are better to launch than others, right? There's got to be times a year, times a day, whatever. I don't know how all that lines up, man. Way above my pay grade. But I agree, it seems a little bit suspicious that we don't have some sort of contingency plan for these astronauts, like on these missions. Like, yeah, okay, it was just supposed to be a test mission there and back, no big deal. How do you not have like a backup plan, a rescue mission, a contingency plan for if something goes wrong? How do you not plan for these things?
right.
At least to some extent.
Currently, it's over the Indian Ocean.
The space station?
Yep.
Oh, how about that? Yeah.
But
Over
what
there.
if? Okay. Well, I don't know. Why can't they just fix it?
I don't know. I mean, these are astronauts we're talking about, not mechanics.
Right, but I've seen Apollo 13. They had some like filters in this little box and some duct tape.
Dude,
And
that's not Tom
fixed it.
Hanks, though.
Oh, they don't have Tom Hanks. That's a
They
problem.
don't have Tom Hanks.
You think, okay, who makes a movie about this? Tom Hanks or Mark Wahlberg? And how long before it comes out? Mark Wahlberg will probably have the movie out before they get back.
I would like to see Gary Sinise do it. I'd like to see Lieutenant Dan do it. You
Oh,
remember
because he
Lieutenant
didn't get to go into space last time. That
Space legs, dude.
space legs. Lieutenant Dan, you got your space legs.
Yeah. Bill Paxton, Ed Harris. There was Kevin Bacon. There was all kinds of great
Kevin
actors
Bacon.
in Apollo
Hey,
13.
did we talk about? We didn't talk about it. We could be within 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yes. I
It's
think we did
probably
talk about this on the show, didn't we?
No, we talked about it at work
Okay.
because we forgot to talk about it at the show. So we're going to talk about it now.
Yes.
I have a friend that's in the movies, in the movie business.
Yep.
And I've also been on a TV show with him that ran on a local cable station.
How about that?
So I'm definitely probably within 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Wow. And when can we confirm this?
I don't know. I got to do the math.
Is it confirmable?
It's confirmable, yeah, because you can look at movies. There's a lot of math involved.
Is that website still operable? Can you look that up for us?
I can look that up.
6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. It was one of the most glorious websites you could visit during the early days of the internet. I mean, you remember those early days, dude? You only had like a handful of websites you'd really go to.
Yeah.
And this was one of them, dude.
Okay, so he starred in 40 films.
Wow.
At this
Impressive.
time. 6 degrees is a law is a parlor game where players challenge each other to, I don't know, but the Oracle of Bacon
Yes, the Oracle of Bacon. There it is.
to, let's see.
Now you can type in a name.
I can't remember how to spell his name.
Oh, dang. Oh, no. Are we going to have dead air? Do I need to take it up?
No, we won't have dead air. We never have dead air.
Not on this show, right? Not on this show. Oh, man. But I think my point is proven, though. They don't have Tom Hanks, Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, Ed Harris. They don't have these guys up there on the space station trying to fix the spacecraft.
Right. I mean,
If they did,
they could get off.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh man,
It's not coming back.
it's not coming back. So maybe it's not updated right now.
Ah, dang. Oracle of Bacon, you've let us down. I'm glad it's still up and operating though.
Yeah, it's give me another. Give me let's just say Dale Earnhardt. Okay, so Dale Earnhardt has a Bacon number of 2.
Wow. Okay.
Dale Earnhardt was in Stroker Ace with Alfie Wise, was in Starting Over with Kevin Bacon.
Boom. 2 degrees of separation.
Boom. All right, so I just got to find somebody that was in. Who's in Fly Me to the Moon? Who's in that?
I'll look it up real quick.
Because this guy's in Fly Me to the Moon.
Here we go. Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Anna Garcia, Woody Harrelson, Jim Rash, Colin Jost from SNL, Ray Romano.
Okay, Channing Tatum has a Bacon number of 2.
Boom. Neil Armstrong. Speaking of space.
He punched a dude. Yeah, so Channing Tatum has a Bacon number of 2. So I'm not sure how that works, but
They somehow worked Neil Armstrong into the movie himself. That's crazy.
He might play an old Neil. Or he might. I don't know. So if he was in a movie with Channing Tatum, so would that make his number like a 3?
Yeah.
So I'd be a 4. Holy crap, dude!
4 degrees of separation.
That would make you a 5 because you're in Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon.
We are both within 6 degrees of separation.
We are both within 6 degrees.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
So good, dude. So good. Wait, does that put us within? We're worried about that. That puts us within like 2 degrees of separation of Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell we're a couple of old married dudes.
So you finally saw Twisters. Speaking of Kevin Bacon,
Yes.
Yes. Because let's see if the original. Anyway, what did you think?
I laughed through the majority of the movie.
Why?
I thought it was the worst script.
Okay.
I thought it was the worst casting.
Oh, come on now.
I thought it was some of the worst acting. I thought the special effects were the only saving grace of this movie. I actually felt, even watching it on my home, like at home in my bedroom, I felt like I was inside a Twister. Like the special effects were real, dude. They were good. Other than that, you can have the rest of it. I laughed. I literally laughed. I was so glad we didn't pay money for that. Thank you, Rebecca, for paying for the rental. And we just, used her Amazon for a second and watch it. It was, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
You're saying that Glenn Powell was not a great actor in this?
God, no.
Oh, come on. If you feel it, chase it. Is that not the...
I laughed through the whole movie. Dude, at the end, look, spoiler warning. Towards the end of the movie, when they get down in that swimming pool and the owner of the hotel is like, don't let it get me. Like, what do you mean, don't let it get you, dude? This is a freaking what am I going to do? Like, don't let it get me. This isn't some sort of monster we're talking about. This
is a monster.
I mean, a monster of Mother Nature, I suppose, but...
So you didn't like it?
Ridiculous. Like, what's this guy gonna do? Actually wrangle the twister? And then the whole like, okay, you know what I did enjoy? I liked the suspense of disbelief that it took to get to think that someone could actually dissolve a twister. I actually that part kind of intrigued me. Like, you got to suspend your disbelief enough to think that these scientists could actually dissolve or collapse a tornado. No, I don't think that could happen. But that was the most intriguing part for me, is thinking about the physics of like, could that actually work? Like, what are they talking about? What are they doing? Like, that was the only thing that I actually that intrigued me about the whole movie. Screw the rest of it.
Okay, look. I think we could actually, in theory, it might be possible to neutralize a tornado.
No.
But it would require an amount of energy that is not practical or feasible at this time.
Okay. Yeah.
But in theory, we could do it.
Yeah.
All you need is enough diapers. Dude, have you ever seen one hit a Costco?
Thing dies right out, don't it?
It would die right out. It would never go past the Costco.
It ripped open that Hobby Lobby like nothing else in Griffin.
That's right. There were no diapers in that Hobby Lobby. It went around Walmart to get to Hobby Lobby because it knew if it hit Walmart, it was done.
The warmer air.
The warmer air and the diapers would have wiped it out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But that's a great one, Chucker. No, I didn't enjoy Twisters, the movie. You know,
I loved it.
I know a lot of people that loved it, man.
I thought it was a great movie.
Really?
We almost watched it again this weekend.
You're kidding me.
No.
You liked the story.
I liked everything about it.
Look, the girl shows up to her home that she supposedly hadn't been to in years. Yeah. And her mom's like, oh, make sure you come back and see me before you leave. Like, what are you talking about, Mom? And she's like, oh, you know I will. It's like, how does she know that? You haven't been there in years.
Well,
like,
that's because she was in New York.
There's all these random plot holes.
Maybe she don't like to fly.
Yeah, Mom, you know I'll come back and see you. No, she doesn't. She hasn't seen you in years.
Well, she'll come back eventually. Eventually, she will come back. She came back that time. And her mom had everything just like she left it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what's that guy's name? Javi Lopez. He abandoned the guy who was buying up all the properties. You didn't like him?
No, he was a bad dude. I didn't like Javi. He was one of my least favorite.
He turned to the light side. He turned to the light.
Yeah, so did Darth Vader at the end, but that don't mean nothing.
But Darth Vader's still your favorite character.
Darth Vader's everybody's favorite character. Can you really kill a tornado? Twister's science, fact, or fiction?
Yeah.
You can kill a tornado.
In theory.
In theory, you can kill it.
It was a wild way to start a movie, too, by the way.
Dude, wasn't it?
Wild way to start a movie.
You're back in time.
Yeah.
I learned from that movie, I don't want to be in a Toyota, in a hurricane. I mean, a tornado.
Right.
I would much rather be in a Mopar product. They seem impervious to tornadoes.
That was another thing that just drove me up the wall, was those little 18-inch augers that he would drill into the ground, and that just supposedly kept his truck in place.
That's been a thing on a lot of reviews, is those augers.
It's such a silly Hollywood thing.
But in theory, how do you hold your beach umbrella into the sand?
You screw it in.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So in theory, it could work.
About tornado force winds, Chuck. We're talking about beach winds. We're talking about 20 on the beach.
We're talking about a 6-inch auger versus an 18-inch auger.
No, man.
And it pulls the truck down.
If
It
he
pulls it
had
down
like
into the
10 or
ground.
12, if he had 10 or 12 of them, yeah, I would find it much more believable.
So have you ever seen that truck that's built for tornado chasing that looks kind of like an old ironclad ship from the Civil War? It looks like the Merrimack.
I think so.
It's got something that goes down into the ground to hold it to the ground.
It better be serious. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's been through a couple of tornadoes.
But that thing's probably heavy as a tank as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why they had to put it on the big Dodge instead of the little Dodge.
That's right. That's the big Dodge.
I kept every time they would do something to try to get it in tornado, like when they were trying to put out those radars, I'm like, they're not heavy enough. They're not heavy enough.
And then finally they get one set up and it goes, phew!
I was like, I was right. They wasn't heavy enough.
Yeah.
It was cool at the beginning seeing Dorothy.
It was, yeah, that was a little blast. It was like, okay, cool.
That was the only carryover character.
Yeah. Yeah. I found it interesting that I only recognized a few characters, one of which being the security guard at the airport, which is like the last scene. I was like, oh, I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn Powell, right? Is that the guy's name from Top Gun?
Yep.
I recognize him, of course. And then
if you feel it, chase it.
There was the one character from Peaky Blinders made it in there. He was one of the people who died at the very beginning.
I thought that was one of them.
Yeah, he was in Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I don't care if you enjoyed it or not. I liked it.
Go back and see it again, just in spite of me.
I'm ready for Twisters 3. Untwisted. This time the tornadoes go backwards.
I was laughing because like towards the end, me and my wife are sitting there watching it, right? And I look over at her and I was like, what's more terrifying than a tornado? She's like, a fire tornado. Because we both saw it coming when it starts hitting that
fire tornado was very terrifying. You're acting like this is a Sharknado movie.
Yes. I laughed the whole time.
This is much better than Sharknado. So if
they were reaching the whole time.
If one hit a refinery like that, would it catch on fire necessarily?
I guess
it would.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I liked how it took down the evil windmills.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
It showed that those do get destroyed.
They do. They lay them over like a tree.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that something that big just bloop.
Yeah, it happens often too, man. I didn't realize how frequently those things go down.
Well, they're out there right now cutting down the first gens.
Are they?
Yeah, and replacing them.
I don't doubt it, man. The technology is probably so much better now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you got a twister of a conspiracy for us, man.
Okay. We've been talking about space and things.
Yep.
Excuse me. So, there is a conspiracy that the Black Knight satellite is orbiting Earth, and it is an extraterrestrial origin.
Right.
Now, NASA is believed to be covering up its existence and origin.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this?
I did do I did a little bit of research on this a while ago, and the Black Knight satellite is an interesting thing. Like, the photos are fascinating photos of the Black Knight satellite. So the supposed photos. Now, the video I watched debunked the whole thing. So It depends on what you want to believe. I said not the one video. Several of the videos I watched debunked it. Several of them supported it. Some of the stuff I read made it very clear that it was not a satellite. I don't know, man. There's so much space junk, and I know there's a lot of talk about cleaning up space junk now too. So it would be fascinating if there's any more development on this Black Knight satellite when we start trying to collect space junk.
Right, because we don't want to get space polluted. Look, man, space junk. Okay, I give you that. That is space junk. I'm looking at the picture right now. We don't have any true perspective on what the size of this piece of space junk is that's in front of
Right.
it.
Yep.
So it could be just a little piece of aluminum that come off of something.
Could be.
It could have come off of what it was taking a picture. You know what was taking the picture.
Could.
Now.
Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective too, right?
Right. We don't know how big it really is.
Mm-hmm.
But why is there so much space junk?
Well, I mean, we leave a lot of crap out there, dude. I'm not going to lie. Us, the Russians, China, everybody who has a space program leaves a lot of crap out there. And if you ever look at the simulations on YouTube of how much space junk we actually have in our atmospheres, it's terrifying. Like, it gets out of control, dude, really fast. I'm pretty sure we're talking about like billions of pieces of space junk. And like, I don't know what that really means though. Like, what does it matter?
I don't know what it means either.
Is it tearing up our satellites? Is it destroying anything? Is it falling to Earth? Is it like, what's going on?
Wow, dude. Some of these pictures make it look like we're just like surrounded with a ring of space junk.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, bro. It's terrifying, isn't it? How much space junk is out there.
Like our grandkids will be like, Brace, we've got to go through the junk ring.
It's getting bad. It's getting worse all the time. And I don't know, man. Don't ask me. Don't ask me, dude.
We made it.
The fact that we're talking about collecting it, though, should give us an indicator that it's not a good thing.
No, it's not. There's not that much space junk. They're like, we can get a grant for this.
Maybe.
Just like they got grants for the hole in the ozone. And if there was a hole in the ozone, why didn't we fly in and out of it and not have to put all that daggum heat stuff on the space vehicles?
It's true. You know, that's really a fascinating point you bring up there, because I do wonder how many like 20, 25-year grants get handed out and nothing ever accumulates. These people work their entire career on this 20, 25-year grant to try to produce something, and nothing ever comes to fruition.
Nothing, not a thing. We've ranted enough. We ain't even talked about RFK dropping out of the race.
No, we're not going to talk about that, man. You got a meme for me? We got to wrap this show up.
Yeah, I could probably find a meme. Oh, my meme was submitted by one of our listeners. Chris, we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. We like listener submitted memes.
I wanted to show you this one the other day, but I decided to. And on a side note, while I'm sending this, the lady that runs Barbie Beach passed away.
She passed away?
Yeah.
Oh, no, man. Dude, so I have 2 degrees of separation from that woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A close friend of mine, shall we say, was kin to them.
Okay.
Yes. Well, that's really sad to hear.
One of our drivers is related to her somehow.
Oh, really? Fascinating. Here we go. Pulling it up now. Pulling up the meme of the week. That Barbie Beach is a fantastic local spot. Anybody who hasn't heard of it, check it out. It's in Turin. Pulling up the meme of the week. My favorite painting. It's called Tweakers in the Motel 6. It's so good.
Right?
It's so good.
Look at the detail in the comforter and the curtains.
It's so good, man. The skinniness and the way the clothing fits the people, like everything about it is perfect.
Yes, it's great. I really enjoy that one.
Thank you, man. What a great meme of the week, dude. It's been a good show, dude. Episode 159. We're in the books, dude.
We're in the books. Don't forget to check out the Eating Chambers. Don't
Yep.
forget to check out Pushing Like a Dump Truck, where Chris and Charlie, Chris is the one that sent that meme in. Charlie is my son. They talk about racing. We didn't race this week, so their show will probably be just kind of an update on racing world as they see it. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
I've got to talk to him and be like, look, you can't make stuff up. You just got to.
Let it
You
roll.
can put your spin on it after you report the truth. You can put your
Yes.
opinion on it, but
Yes. Yeah, try to do things the right way.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It's
You're a
okay.
father podcaster.
yeah, I'm proud of him. Though. All right, well, we'll see you.
Later on, Nightshifters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, greetings, Earthlings, and locally hated cult members. It's week 1 of college football. We're here, baby. It's been a long time coming. It feels like we've been off for 2 years. This is episode 159 of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John. That's John, I'm Chuck. You can tell by the way it is. And let's do this. I hate that intro. I hate everything about it. I want to redo it.
All right.